Happy Friday, y'all. I hope all is well on this Friday, November 5th, 2021. We're almost towards the end of the year. God damn it. Where did 2021 go? Shit. But for those who coming on, hello. I have a list of things to get to, but you know, every time when I start this, COVID, I have to cover COVID. So here we go. Global confirmed cases, 249,087,724. The global death toll, it has reached over 5 million. And no news alert about it. People acting like COVID is still not here, but it's here. 5,037,745 global deaths. U.S. confirmed cases is 46,435,859. The U.S. death toll is 753,914. So I'm going to repeat these numbers. The global confirmed cases is 249,087,724. The U.S. The global death toll is 5,037,745. U.S. confirmed cases is 46.4. U.S. death toll is 753,914. And I believe nearly 60% of the nation is still vaccinated. We're not at the 70% goal. And hello to everyone that came on. I will address all the politics stuff later, but you know, everybody knows when I start this, I have to address COVID. COVID is still here. And I'll just read some of yes, I saw that. And I'm going to get into that. I'm happy that passed. So California still have the most people fully vaxxed. Hello, everyone that came on. Texas has about 15 million. New York almost have 15 million. So we still have people vaccinated. But of course, some people decided not to get vaccinated. And also children started to get vaccinated. My small little cousins got their first dose. One is 10, one is 7. And my smaller cousins is going to get their first shot tomorrow, and then my other set of smaller cousins is going to get theirs on Sunday. So I'm extremely happy. And also my eldest cousin, one of my older cousins, he actually got his third booster, and he actually was one of the people that influenced my mom to get the shot before I went and got mine. So I'm happy for that kids are getting vaccinated. But you know, you got some of these adults that don't want their kids to get vaccinated. You got some of these other adults with no kids that don't want to get the shot. So here's the thing. We're about 20 months into this thing. We're a year and like 8 months into COVID. Almost 2 years. March will be 2 years that we'll be in the midst of this pandemic. Normally it'll take 2 years and some change. Probably like 2 years and 2 months to get rid of a pandemic, but we might be in this shit to probably like in the middle of 2022, the earliest, or possibly 2023, before the president runs for re-election. That's if he does, or Kamala runs for election, right? I mean, I'm not surprised that these people are opposing to get vaccinated. So here's the thing. This is to the parents and the ones without children that don't want to get vaccinated. COVID is still here. It has not left. Just because you see people stripping off their masks doesn't mean COVID is gone. No, it's still here. And it's not just in this nation. It's around the world. It's in 191 countries, including this one. And we're number 4 according to travel. So people cannot travel here because our shit is so fucking bad. We are through 20% of the world's population, and we have the most cases on the globe. We're almost 50 million cases in, confirmed cases in. And we damn near have almost 1 million deaths in this thing, and we still not getting it. Like, the vaccine is free, and people still not want to get vaccinated. So if you keep opposing things to save your life, you will die. And as they say in the commercial, because, you know, New York, we have a commercial. Well, in New York City, we have a commercial where they'll tell you remedies ain't working, teas ain't working, shit is not working. No other substitute is not working. The substitute is taking the vaccine and still wearing your goddamn mask. So all these people thinking of these holistic ways to protect yourself from COVID, no, you will catch it. Ask, that guy named Aaron Rodgers? Ask him. Because he said he's immune. He's an example of taking remedies and you can still get motherfucking COVID. So for all of you quote unquote remedies people, black seed oil people, because I know some of them black seed oil people, and also those who are opposing the vaccine and spreading misinformation, you keep doing that, you will fuck around, catch COVID, and get sick. So please, cut the bullshit. And stop spreading the misinformation and get the goddamn shot in your arm. It doesn't motherfucking hurt. And the effects are not that bad. Like, come on. Like, yeah. And double mask. I'm team double mask. Even though I didn't double mask today. But I will be double masking tomorrow because I will be getting on the train. When I get on the train, though, I'll put that surgical on first. And I'll put, you know, my little fancy mask on. Y'all know I got the fancy stuff on. So, yeah. So I ain't do that. Let's see. What's up, people? Let's see. Wagwan, Queen Lion. Yep. Yeah, ask Aaron. Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers lied about the shit too. That's crazy. He lied about it, but Kyrie Irving was truthful about it, even though he was stupid too. He was truthful about it, and still, and you know, and he's not playing at all. But yeah, y'all not making Aaron Rodgers, you know, suffer the consequences. That's that white shit. That's that white is right bullshit, and they need to cut that bullshit out. Yeah, worry about the damn virus. You right, Dr. C. Worry about the virus. Worry about the virus. Worry about it. Like, come on. I'm worried about it. Shit, I'm scared as fuck. Yep, I will be doing that too real soon. After I get my third booster. Because my third booster is to around the end of this month. I'm eligible for it because I got vaccinated. My last shot was May 27th. So November 27th makes it, yeah, that. So I will be getting my flu shot around December after I get my third booster. I need that third booster ASAP. I think I'm going to be wearing the mask going forward when around this time. Maybe because it helped me to not get sick. I haven't got sick last year because why? Because I wore a damn mask. I wore two around this time. This is around the time where I think I started wearing two. Because one of the epidemiologists was like, you need to wear two. So, yeah. But I'm moving right along. So, Build Back Better agenda. So, the news alert is hi Kyle. According to The Hill. Or I should say according to NBC News, House passed the House passed $555 billion infrastructure bill, sends it to the Senate. So the House passed it, which is great. Now, what's in this infrastructure bill, because you know you got to read all the logistics, that's what's in the infrastructure bill, because that's important. Yep. The squad got another, of course. So according to the Washington Post. Oh, they won't let me look at it. from the Washington Post. Let's look at the Wall Street Journal. The House approves $1 trillion infrastructure bill, sending it to Biden's desk. So, the House passed a roughly $1 trillion public works bill, sending it to the president's desk. Generational investment in roads, bridges, railroads, and language for several months as Democrats flew over the terms of its approval. They won't let you read the whole fucking shit. I mean, god damn it. So the House approves the infrastructure bill, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, after party fighting. You know, they like to put the party fighting in there for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why the fuck they do that shit. And it's going right to the president's desk, which is good because the president urged them to get it done. So, and yeah, I knew they was going to cave. I'm going to get into their asses in a minute. So what matters is the core piece of Biden's signature domestic agenda includes massive investments in roads, bridges, and waterways, among hard infrastructure provisions. The House on Friday night also plans to take it up procedural vote necessary to open the Build Back Better agenda to act part of the agreement to get Democrats on board with infrastructure bill. Speaker Pelosi spent a majority of the evening on the phone working all factions in the party before House moderates and progressives broke a deal to land the two votes. Oh, God. So I'm just going to read what's in it. The infrastructure bill will cost $1.2 trillion over 8 years and offer more than $555 billion in new spending. Includes $110 billion towards roads, bridges, and other much-needed infrastructure fix-up across the country. $40 billion in new funding for bridge repair, replacements, and rehabilitation, and $17.5 billion for major projects. $75 billion for the country's electric grid and power structures. $66 billion for rail services. $65 billion for broadband. $55 billion for water infrastructure, because Kenny talked about it today. $21 billion in environmental remediation. $47 billion for flooding and coastal relevancy, as well as climate relevancy, including protections against fires and etc. $39 billion in modernized transit, which is the largest federal investment in public transit in history, according to the White House. That is true, because I never heard of that shit in my lifetime, in my 35 years of living, and in my 25 years of paying attention to politics each year after year. I mean, paying attention to politics of 6. $25 billion for airports. That's good because we got an airport project here in New York. AirTran, I think they want to do. $11 billion in transportation safety programs. $7.5 for electric vehicles and EV charging. $2.5 billion in zero emission buses. $2.5 billion in lowest emission buses, and $2.5 billion for ferries, because we got the Staten Island ferry. The bill will include language regarding enforcement of unemployment insurance fraud, and it will add $250 billion in projected deficits to the years, according to the Congressional Budget Office, which is the CBO. What is next? The House will take up the vote on the Build Back Better agenda sometime in the second after the CBO, after week's recess. So I read was all in the bill. You can also look on the White House website as well. Takes a quick Google search, right, folks? Like Dr. C said, takes a quick Google search. So I knew the quote-unquote progressives were going to cave. I mean, Jayapal probably doesn't want to lose her place in the leadership because she's in House leadership. Let's keep that in mind. Now she's only the chair of the Congressional Caucus in the House. She's also, like, I think ranked after Hakeem Jeffries. So there is people in leadership. Not as young as on camera chick from the Bronx, but She's in leadership too. And I knew the quote-unquote squad was going to cave. I mean, what other alternative was it? Because y'all was not at the table and y'all crying like, we was not at the table, blah, 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 blah. Y'all could have contributed your thoughts. Y'all didn't. All y'all want to do was smear and slander the party that you're in, saying you want to make it better. How you going to make it better when y'all don't pass shit? What bills have y'all introduced to the floor that was not considered to be a pie in the sky? The only one out of them that actually passed some shit, believe it or not, is Rashida Tlaib. I want to know what Jamal Bowen has passed. He's just only been in there. What Cori Bush has passed. What Ilhan Omar has passed. What Ayanna Pressley has passed. And definitely, what has Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez passed? Y'all ain't passed shit. The same quote-unquote moderates, which I don't even know why we're defining people by their ideology. Them same ones that y'all criticize, they actually passed some progressive legislation. They did. Including Nancy Pelosi, which y'all make her the boogeyman, is more liberal than a quote-unquote squad. She was out there fighting for people to get their HIV medicine when half of y'all was not even thought of. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Or y'all was too young enough to understand what politics was. Nancy Pelosi was on that fight when I was 1 year old, okay? And for all those salty people criticizing Chantay Brown, she actually will fight for her people. Unlike No Edges Nina. Miss Wannabe Shirley Chisholm Nina. So I'm going to need for the slandering of Representative Brown to cut it. Because she actually is doing stuff and she voted for the bill. And so has my congressman, who's actually way more progressive than the person that was running against him. And my mom's congressman. And Hakeem Jeffries. The New York delegation. The ones that are seasoned. And the new one that came in. Yeah, him. They're more progressive than the quote-unquote squad. Especially the two members from New York. Which is an embarrassment. To say they're from New York. But overall, the squad need to get this shit together and pass some motherfucking bills and stop tweeting 240 characters criticizing the very same administration that will actually listen to their dumbasses. Unlike the Republican administration, which they don't, or the party, don't give a fuck about y'all. They don't even like y'all. They want some of y'all dead. They were willing to bring ammunition to shoot y'all. But you want to criticize the very same party that will have your back. Make it make sense. Anyhow, the Build Back Better agenda will be taken up for votes. And hopefully that will pass. And, Joe Manchin needs to cut the bullshit. And Kristen Leah-Sinema needs to cut the bullshit. This country is not center right. As he told John a few, days ago. This country is actually more to the left. Because the policies that this administration has passed out and Democrat policies, this country actually agrees with them. When it comes to healthcare, when it comes to generational wealth, voting rights, infrastructure, they actually like that shit. So this whole center right, this country is center right. No, Joe Manchin is protecting his pockets and his children's companies because he knows he's under a microscope. He thought he was low because there were more senators, Democratic senators, that were, on the moderate leaning conservative views to give him cover. And now they have been voted out or lost their jobs or retired. He is the center of all this bullshit. He is the center of holding up shit. So, it's not 2009 anymore. So Joe Manchin need to cut his bullshit. And yes, this country also wants LGBTQ rights. Thank you, Kyle. And climate change. Like, they want all that. The country has progressed. They slowly progress, even though this country needs to, they need to get there. They're going to have a reckoning. Yeah, really soon. And they're going through it right now, and they don't know how to handle it. But overall, believe it or not, a good percentage of this country wants progressive change. They do. And they want Congress, the very same Congress that we pay their salaries for, they want them to act. Everything should not be a fucking executive order, progressives. There's something called checks and balances. We have 3 branches of government. We have the legislative branch that makes and passes the laws. That's our U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. And then we have our judicial branch, which is the Supreme Courts and all the other lower federal courts, including the circuit courts. And then we have our executive branch, which is the presidency. And the executive branch enforces the law. They don't make and pass laws. They only put out executive orders when the legislative branch can get their shit together. And when the executive branch acts crazy, the legislative branch and the judicial branch checks them. The legislative branch will put out laws to censure whatever the president says. And then you have the judicial branch, which examines the law and to see if the executive branch broke the law. It's something called checks and balances. I know it may be a word salad right now, but maybe that's something you need to look at. I try to explain it as easy as way I can, because some of you seem to not understand that the executive branch is not the legislative branch and it's not the judicial branch. They have different functions. One examines the law, which is the judicial branch. One makes and pass laws, which is the legislative branch. And one enforces law, which is the executive branch. It's a quick Google search. Don't look on Wikipedia. Look at history.com to look at it. Google is free, people. There's textbooks. You can go to your public library. It's free. Archives. I mean, people really have to give you a fucking history lesson to understand. I mean, I learned this when I was in later elementary school, had a full in-depth knowledge of it in junior high, high school, and college, because I was a history minor and I concentrated in U.S. history on top of my business major, which my classes were always in group 2s. Come on, people. Let's get it together. We're the United States of America. Are we really that dumb? Really? Seriously? Come the fuck on. Now this recap of elections 2020. So you know it was a mess. Woo child. Virginia, before I get into Virginia, we had some historical wins. So in my city, we have our first Manhattan DA elected, which is going to handle the Trump criminal cases with the Southern District of New York. We had our second black mayor elected. We had our first borough president of the Bronx. We had the first openly LGBTQ representative for the the Harlem City Council person, as a woman. We also had a Native American mayor voted in the Midwest. Elected in the Midwest. We had two first black mayors, one of Pittsburgh and one of Durham, North Carolina. So people of color really showed up and turned out, and got the wins. And Phil Murphy even won New Jersey, right? He won. And progressives already giving Bernie Sanders the credit for Phil Murphy win. No. Phil Murphy saved people's lives during COVID in New Jersey. But Virginia. White women, let's have a conversation. What the fuck were you thinking? Voting for someone who openly wants to put your lives at risk. Who wants to use you as their guinea pigs? Their marketing tool. Who wants to take away your rights? Especially your health. Your right to choose. But you voted for this person because he will ban books that exposes hardcore truths that happen in this country before all of our existence. What your ancestors done. Sounds kind of step for a wife-ish to me. But here's the thing, white women. The fact that you showed up 57% for this man tells me that you're not allies. And no, I am not generalizing all white women. So you 40-something%, cut your fucking bullshit, because I don't need it today. It's the majority of your sisterins who keep voting for white supremacy in the interest of their husbands. Gives me pause. Makes me side-eye them step for wives. So when their right to choose is taken away, don't come crying to this black woman or any other black women, because we will not be there for you. And we are not saving you. It's no Captain Save-A-Hose around here, because we ain't doing that shit no more. And I mean every motherfucking word, as I said. So all of you white women, the 40-something%, not me's, my message is not for you. If you don't vote Republican, then why are you responding? Oh, you're responding because your fellow sisters voted Republican. If that's the case, you need to have a conversation with them and tell them, why are you putting your interests on the line in the interest of people of color who don't have the privilege that we have as white women? That's what you're going to tell your white women. So until you address those hard truths to your sisters, don't check me, because I'm not the one. Because trust me, you don't want none of this at all. But to the mainstream media, the Dems has a message in 2022. And yes, the Dems message is not as fiercely competitive as the Republican Party. But the Dems also need to stop playing in the Republican Party's hands and stop letting them brand us as, the not so tough guys. And calling us woke and shit. Combat that shit. All the Dems messaging should be, we help Americans get money in their pockets. We took children out of poverty. Now we passed a bill where we fix roads and bridges and, expand broadband. Run on shit that you accomplished, Democrats. Don't run on anything about Donald Trump, because honestly, you will not sustain the House and grow majority in the Senate if you keep talking about Donald Trump. Talk about what you have done and how you saved this country. Because at the end of the day, the Democratic Party has a history of delivering and a history of saving this country from going bankrupt, unlike the grand old party. The party of Lincoln, Reagan, Bush, now Donald Trump, aka insurrection. We are the party of the people, for the people, by the people. No matter what the disgruntled progressives that are independent say, we are the party of the people. And that's what you need to run on. Okay? Period. But all these Republicans, Republican light, these mainstream media Republican lights like Chuck Todd's and the Andrea Mitchells of the world. Let me tell you guys something. The Democrat Party don't have to coddle to white suburban women. They returned home to the GOP. They did. The Democrat Party need to focus on their base in its black people, especially black women. Because we're the ones that vote for them. We're the ones that benefit from their policies. And we're the ones that will canvass for them when they're running for re-election, or, when their new candidates are running for election. Not the Susans, the Karens, the Jackies of the world. No. They will vote for the Youngkins and the Rand Pauls of the world and the crazy QAnons of the world. No, black women will actually vote for real systemic change. So, Andrea Mitchell and Chuck Todd and Casey Hunt, yeah, you got to add you in there. We don't need white women. And Tuesday proved that. So cut that bullshit out. Now, the gubernatorial race. So, now that the mayor's race is over, the gubernatorial race is going to be crazy. We already got like 4 or 5 candidates already. I think one of the congressmen from Queens, he's running. And I won't be surprised there'll be more candidates on the Democratic side and even the Republican side. Like, who cares what the Republican side? Because we already know it's going to be Lee Zeldin. But to the folks that are mad, because people are mad about one particular person that's running, because they know this one particular person will actually beat the incumbent that's sitting in office. So let me just tell you this. The Attorney General's job in New York State deals with civil cases. Not too many criminal cases. That's more of the district attorney's job, whatever county they are in. Not the attorney general. The attorney general is the attorney for the people, by the people. Like the vice president when she was the attorney general. So when I hear Tish James, she needs to charge Trump first, I'll drag their asses to filth. Because first and foremost, that's not her fucking job. That's Cy Vance's job. Because a lot of Trump's cases are in Manhattan, where I live. It's not the Attorney General's job. She did not get elected to charge Donald Trump. Even though she sued the Trump administration 76 times for civil cases. She dismantled the NRA because they violated a lot of nonprofit laws because they were registered as a nonprofit here in New York. And we have strict nonprofit rules. That's what she charged them. It's a civil case. What Donald Trump did was more on the criminal side, and it was federal. So that's how Cy Vance and the Southern District of New York, that's what they're doing. And even the U.S. Attorney Office, it's a Biden appointee there. Civil cases is different from criminal cases, as Queen Lion said. So I'm going to need for the Hochul fans, some of them, the Como fans, all the white moderate fans to cut the bullshit, because the Attorney General is not responsible for charging Donald Trump with criminal stuff. It's the Southern District of New York and the DA. And the new DA, which comes out, he was the Deputy Attorney General under Tish James, who is now the newly elected Manhattan DA, will go after Donald Trump. And trust me, that shit will be swift. Donald Trump may possibly be in jail by next month because it's a black man that's going to get his ass. Because Cy Vance was slow moving on it. But now that Donald Trump is out of office and Cy Vance is going to be gone by the end of the year and Alvin Braggs is coming in there and his team, oh, shit is on and popping. So I'm going to need for all the white moderates and centrists in New York to get their panties out the bunch. And if you're that confident about your candidate, canvass for your candidate, fundraise for your candidate, donate for your candidate, and stop coming for other candidates, like the Attorney General, especially, because don't be mad that your candidate is not strong enough. Your candidate needs to do better. Primaries are healthy. That's why they're there. So if you're that confident about your candidate, don't come for other candidates. Please and thank you. And hello to everybody that came on here. Hi, Kenny. Yes, we did it. And I'm so sorry if I avoided you. Hi, Enrique. I am so sorry, guys. It was a big win for the Biden and Harris administration. And we got more wins. Like I said, claim it, name it, and claim it. Let's not be Debbie Downers. I hope Bob is listening. I hope Bob is listening. Got through most of my topics today. Woo. Congratulations to Representative Brown. Yes. Congratulations to Chantay. And yes, she is running for re-election because, you know, there's a midterms in 2022. She has to run for re-election. And so we'll be canvassing for that. The K-Hive is strong. We got the vice president to become Joe Biden's VP. And now we got Chantay Brown elected, and we're going to get more people elected. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to get my AG elected to be the next governor because she is positioned to do that. And like I said, I'm never wrong about my predictions, and I don't want to sound like the oracle, but normally I'm right about these things. And my AG is wildly popular throughout the state. Despite how people try to character assassinate her, she's wildly popular, and people actually like her. She has a strong relationship with the immigrant community, a strong relationship with the Hispanic community, a strong relationship with the Black community, and the Asian community, and the Jewish community. So, she's strong. My AG has, and my AG's from Brooklyn. So, that New York love, she got that real empire attitude. So, yeah, she's positioned to become our first elected woman governor and Black woman governor at that. How fun is that? And I wanted to see Stacey Abrams too in Georgia. It'll be funny. Georgia, New York, the competing cities, Atlanta and New York, will have, you know, actual female governors that are Black. That'll be cool. Now it's time for me to read, folks. So, I would like to address all the white men, the moderates, who've been in my mentions about the AG. Let me tell you something. If you're that mad that Black women are running, maybe you have some internal racism about you. Maybe you need to check your own self. But sliding into other Black women's mentions, it's kind of weak and racist. The fact is that you find it okay to slide in my mentions to criticize the AG, you're dead wrong for that. So if, like I said, if you're not that confident about your candidate, maybe you need to address your candidate's team and say, like, she needs to visit more counties, visit more of the Black community, he or she. Because you need in the Democrat Party, you need the Black vote. And right now, the only person that's positioned to get the Black vote is the AG that's running for governor. I'm just saying. Being real. And I'm being honest. But I would like to address another white woman. Since we're on the topic of white people. And I am not a racist, so don't even go there. But I don't like the shit that they do. So. Because I've mostly read people throughout my rants. And, I got to read Michelle Tafoya next. So, this particular white woman decided to, I got the screenshot of her tweet, too, because she deleted it. So, I found this through my midst of looking at stuff, because, I always tend to do so. And, where is that shit? So, don't know exactly where it is. But her name is Pandora Vola. And she replied to my tweet back in September. You didn't call out white women who voted for Donald Trump. You said we were not allies because a simple majority of women voted for Trump. Kind of alienating to those of us who are allies. Hillary is a white woman, so maybe don't cast us all as not allies. Here's the thing. The white women that voted for Hillary, they follow me. And most of them that voted for her didn't say anything in my tweets. Because why? Because they knew that I wasn't talking to them. See, Pandora don't follow me, and she probably blocked me. Like, who really gives a fuck about that? But the fact is that you felt the need to do that. And you're not the only white woman that did that. Marianne did that, and like 2 others that follow me did that. Some of them probably don't follow me no more. I don't know. Who cares? Because my following count has been shaky, even though because I tell the truth. But for all the 47% who felt offended by my tweet, you need to check your own self and your own implicit biases. Because if you feel that way, maybe you need to look in the mirror and say, what the hell? Am I prejudiced? Am I centering myself? Because you would have been tweeting at me with that bullshit if you feel like you have some internal issues going on. So to Pandora, to the 47%. If a tweet that any black woman, including myself, tweet criticizing white women that voted for Trump, if it doesn't apply to you, then let it fly over your head. Because it wasn't meant for you. And it's not for you. So please, don't check me. If you felt that over 50-something-7% of your fellow white women voted for Republicans, maybe you need to have that hardcore conversation with them and not with me. Please and thank you. Now, let's get into Michelle Tafoya before my hour cuts in on this thing. Michelle Tafoya, who is a Sunday night sideline reporter for football on NBC, came on The View to pretty much, I don't know, like she's a Republican voice. She was the Republican voice. She seemed like more of a QAnon person, but I have a clip of where Whoopi gathers her for white woman splaining on a topic about race in America. So here we go.
Jay, I mean, when you have a country or a state, let's talk about a state where somebody can be hung from a tree and it's okay.
That's not okay.
Well, it was okay. It was okay in the South. People did it all the time. People would run you down.
And not that long ago.
Not that long
There's
ago.
still lynchings.
They're lynching people. I mean, I love having this conversation because I feel like it's important. You know, when my grandpa came back from World War I, he still had to step off the sidewalk.
That makes
to let somebody. It should. We need more people to feel like that so we can get to the place that everybody thought we were with race and all the conversations. But America has had her reckoning. It continues to happen because unless we can say, this is what the country was like, this is what we don't want to be anymore. We have to teach the little ones, respect people, because you'll be around people, you'll see people, you'll hear people say things that won't make sense to you. This is what happens in the country because we're not past that.
But there seems to be this movement on the right to not talk about the history of the country.
I'm all about the history of the country. We'll be back in a moment.
Michelle Tafoya. I don't watch Sunday Night Football. I watch a lot of basketball, especially when I was a kid, and I don't really watch sports anymore, but I do pay attention to basketball, but football, not so much. But to Michelle, or Mrs. or Miss Tafoya, whatever your salutation is, if I'm saying the word right, I want to know what planet you live on or what rock you crawled out of to come into this world, because your performance on The View, both Tuesday and Wednesday, was very cringe-worthy to watch. The fact that you are not culturally aware of what's going on in this present moment after everything that went on last year, from COVID to the George Floyd murder and the Black Lives Matter protests, after all that went on and the racial reckoning and companies actually taking a pledge to address race, you still don't understand what the hell is going on? Are you that fucking misinformed? Because that's insane. Like, you were gathered 2 days in a row by the moderator, Whoopi Goldberg herself, to have to tell you about race in this country. And then you refer to children of color, a little African American, a little Korean. What the hell? I would never thought that there are people, white people, who still use dog whistles, a little African American. As I said, I don't know what whole rock that you crawl out of, Michelle, but going forward, you just need to keep your mouth shut on camera. Like, I don't think you don't need to interview football players this Sunday coming up, because your performance, and then you criticize the very same players that you interview, they're well taken care of. Black men in football are not well taken care of, sweetie. They're used as guinea pigs. Go ask Colin Kaepernick. Why do you think he's not playing right now? Because he took a stand for people that look like me, because there's so much inequality that happened to people like me in this country. But we're well taken care of. Michelle, get a new wardrobe, that's one, because you look crazy on The View. And also take some, self-reflection classes, like either go to a therapist or read a book. I think that's what's missing in your life. Read a book, educate yourself, and learn how to talk correctly when you're talking to people of color, and listen and not talk, because you talk too fucking much. So please, listen and shut up. Like, I'm so sick of it. Oh my God, it was so cringeworthy to watch. It was bad. She was trending on Twitter for being that cringeworthy. But I'm going to end this all, and thank you for watching. Shout out to Brittany. Please donate to Brittany's campaign. Brittany is running for Congress. Brittany and Maya Contreras is running for Congress. There are 2 women from the K-High. They're really great people. They're running for Congress. They're running on great platforms that are very bold, very progressive, that they actually have years of experience organizing, grassroots campaigns, canvassing for candidates. Please support them. And support Dr. C. Support Kenny. Support each other in your future endeavors. Yes, Maryland and New York, let's go. Because we have to support our black sisters. We have to support everyone. So please. And Enrique, congratulations on your marriage. Your veil looks very nice, even though I won't wear a veil because I'm not that traditional. Yep, my sister was traditional. I'm not traditional. I'm very bold. I probably wear like a little something on my face. My mom even wore a short veil, which I was very shocked in the 70s. But congratulations. Yes, and you know, of course they are. They voted. Yeah, going to do that. Voted no on this. They look foolish. They look dumb. Dumb as hell. But congratulations. And congratulations to you, Enrique. And to everybody, stay safe, stay blessed, stay dressed warm. If you live on the East Coast, it's pretty damn cold on this East Coast. It's in the 50s. We're actually feeling the autumn weather. If I get married, the sky will turn gray. I'm sorry to say that because no one has swept me off my feet yet. My Prince Charming has not come yet. But he will come with a 6-pack and a big dingling. Sorry, folks. You know, I like a big man dingo. And this little thicken. And I'm getting thicker too. My muscles are coming back. Finally. But until then, have a good night. Be blessed. And I will put this on my YouTube channel. And I'll put the clips on here tomorrow morning. So until then, have a nice night. And yes, you're Prince Charming too, Kyle. Be safe.